Yep.
Scene support. That's what it is.
Good start.
Yep.
All right. What are we talking about?
Joe's truck stop. The fact that it's summer today.
It is summer today.
And it's like 70, I don't know, 80, 70, 80, 90.
74.
70. Close enough.
I just breathed real hard in that mic, but it feels like summer.
It does.
It's very nice.
Yeah, nice.
I'm hoping to pick up my running bike this evening.
That would be exciting for you.
Yeah. That would be...
Your running bike.
Yeah.
Put it in with the 8 other bikes you have in your garage.
Mm-hmm. The many other bikes.
Well,
I don't know, it's like 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
There's some halves in there.
Yeah, 6 1/4 almost.
There's some parts laying there. A quarter is smaller than a half.
Yeah, well, you're just about to break up the front end off that.
Off what?
The old flame bike.
That's gone.
The one you're taking apart.
Just the motors left.
That's what I'm saying. It's half now. It's about to be 25%. You're about to cut it in half.
It's good radio.
Literally.
You're getting mad at me. Okay. I'm going to talk about the Beatles.
I figured you would, actually.
Yeah, I'm real deep in on them.
They're a good band.
They're the fucking best band, dude.
So you just discovered these guys?
Yeah.
What are they like?
Oh, God, like everything.
Yeah.
They sound like every other band, so they're really derivative.
That's where everybody came from.
You know.
Really derivative.
I
just hear everything else whenever I listen to the Beatles. I'm like, why?
I've heard this all.
I've heard this,
every other band.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't understand. I've been trying to figure out what happened in like Beatlemania. Have you ever seen videos of that shit?
I have. You mean the original like?
Talk
US
into the
tours?
fucking mic.
I swear I am.
Look at the difference in our audio waves.
All right, Sam.
You can talk the same volume you were talking. Don't whisper into the mic.
I'm gonna whisper into the
Normal
mic.
talk into mic. Good thing we're
Beatles.
coaching. Yeah, like just people fucking screaming and pissing themselves and passing out.
Yeah.
Like
Pissing themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it.
Like what the
Stand in line
fuck
for a long
are
time.
you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one else ever. That's it. And like, I listened to Paul McCartney do a live episode with Conan on his podcast.
Okay.
And like an 83-year-old Paul McCartney walked out, and people fucking lost their minds still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. It's fucking nuts.
So are you discovering why?
No. I mean, they're great.
They are good.
But like, I just watch the Abbey Road rooftop shit.
Yeah.
And also the 24-hour documentary of that whole thing. That's on Disney Plus. Thank you for sponsoring us, Disney Plus.
That was nice of
You're
Disney
paying
Plus.
us much money.
We all work for Larry Ellison.
No, I'm shilling for the Beatles. That's the word I wanted.
I know. I think they're gonna get that LFDW bump. I bet they're gonna go places.
Who's the hottest Beatle?
It's George Harrison.
Yeah, it
hands
is.
down.
It's George Harrison.
I mean, I already knew that, but
Yeah.
that was my first
Especially
guess as well.
like long hair.
Yeah.
Mustache, little beard.
A little bit of like Van Dyke or whatever
Mhm.
you call
Green
that.
pants.
Green pants specifically.
That was the Abbey Road
Yeah.
pants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. We did a poll on that on Instagram, and he won hands down. John came in last. Turned out exactly how I wanted it to.
All right. Was Ringo 2 or 3?
Oh, I think he was 2.
Okay. People love Ringo,
Well, you know, he's still alive, and he's a sweetheart.
and he's a lovable guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And a
every
great drummer.
everything.
He's a great rock and roll drummer. I don't know.
In every book documentary about the Beatles, it's like they all hated each other, and Ringo was fine.
Yeah. it
No
must
one
have been-
hated
It
Ringo.
must have been nice to be Ringo. It's just like,
I don't know. It's that whole 24-hour documentary is hours and hours worth of Ringo just sitting there waiting for them to get their shit
just
together.
sitting at his kit ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And then nailing it
Completely
first
ready.
try.
Yeah.
No one ever has notes for him.
They have notes for each other, though.
Oh my God, they have so many notes for each other. One of the notes is, "Get that fucking bitch out of here."
I have a feeling I know who and where and
Yeah, there's
hows
only
and whys
one.
of that one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
She sucks so much,
Do
dude.
do you ever like a band less from that? Like you're just watching like 3 grown men just be like chatty little bitches.
No,
and,
I
oh,
like.
shut up,
I don't
guys.
like John Lennon at all.
Well, I know that.
I like his songs are very good.
Oh, I think so.
But like, Paul is adorable.
Oh yeah.
He's impish and whimsical.
Show me the lie. I can't. Yeah.
And George is, I mean, he's George Harrison. He's so fucking hot.
He's just so Buddhisty and sweet.
No, it's. I mean, honestly, it does.
And hot. Yeah,
it does
sorry.
mostly seem like the tension. There was other tension, but it's mostly the whole John thing. It seems like
Just those stringed instruments and Beatles.
what?
Stringed instruments and Beatles. Ringo was at the drums, no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else with their strings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Is a
I'm just
piano
saying,
a
maybe
stringed
it's not-
instrument?
It has strings.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
a fun fact for everyone.
There you go.
Okay, what else? Those are my recommendations. What else do we have? This is a normal episode. No conspiracies.
Well,
Some
we
conspiracies.
do go into the Bluegrass Conspiracy
Yeah.
a little, but that's all from Joe and
Yeah.
not from us.
We didn't start it.
Nope.
It is an interesting
Not near the
topic that
parties.
we will look more into.
Yeah, I looked it up. It sounds pretty cool. Cocaine Bear. What's not to love?
I don't know. What else are we pushing? There's a new magazine out.
Oh, is there?
Yep.
Well, that's exciting.
Issue 11.
All right.
It's almost 2 years of this magazine now.
Wow.
We're better than Easy Riders. If you know why, you know why.
Yeah,
And we also don't publish AI.
that's true.
Easy Riders did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we already established we're better than Easy Riders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. What else do we have? I don't know. Cleaned up the garage. Got some stuff going in there.
Well, you bought a house. That's
Yeah.
new.
No one needs to know or care about that. Yeah, man. I don't know. We got stuff coming up this summer. We got Party at the Pen in June,
Yeah.
the Eastern one. And we got our spring and summer. We're gonna have a lot of stuff for ladies coming out in the spring and summer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, some very specific lady attire.
Okay. You gonna go into that at all, or
Not
just
yet.
leave it a teaser?
To leave it a teaser.
Lady attire.
Lady attire.
All right.
So stay tuned for that. This was a fun episode. We did it in person.
Yeah, at that Scene Support Studio.
Good. That escaped my mind. Which is in Covington.
Matt and Laney's place.
Yeah, and I always like doing them in person. We talked
Yeah.
to Joe from Joe's Truck Stop, and also he was in the band The Tillers.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting conversation. I
Yeah.
did not know both of his parents were immigrants before this.
No?
And we went to I liked it. We went to a lot of fun places.
It was a nice conversation.
I think at one point, my brain was working weird for him. See if you can find that point. I constantly make references, just nonstop references in everyday conversation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true to life.
I have to connect everything, otherwise it makes no sense to me. But listen to the Beatles after you listen to this episode.
After.
There's that.
There's that.
Good radio.
Good talk.
I'm your black cat baby. Your bad luck creeping around the bend.
It was just this amazing experience, and so I started going back to that every year for a few years, and then they stopped doing it, and then they brought it back to another spot, and then I started going to this this festival called Black Pot, which is in Lafayette, which is kind of like the capital of the Cajun country in Louisiana.
Okay.
And Black Pot is like a weekend festival, but the whole week leading up to the festival, they have a camp. And if you go to this camp, you basically just camp out at this campground in Eunice, Louisiana. And all these great musicians that are part of the festival. It's really much like a dance music festival,
Right.
in a lot of ways. And then there's a bunch of cool intimate songwriter sets too. But a lot of the folks that are playing traditional Cajun music or Norteña, northern Mexican, southern Texas music, all these different folk styles are coming to the camp and teaching people how to do it. And so you
Okay.
can go and learn instruments, styles, singing in Cajun French. You can do cooking workshops. You can do dance lessons.
Okay.
They have hours of dances every night, jams throughout the day and the night. It's really fucking badass.
I mean,
It's awesome.
I believe like last fall, I ran into you at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And we talked about you trying to set up something similar to that around here.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that?
That sounds
Oh,
cool.
it has happened.
Okay. Damn
Yeah.
it!
We are honky tonkin' now. I mean, we had we just did like a series of honky tonk dances with my band, Joe's Truck Stop, through the winter, and we had one got snowed out, but the last one was at the Southgate House and had 250 people out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that was badass.
I mean, my wife made me go to a line dancing thing that you did.
It wasn't line dancing; it was two-stepping.
Is that not line dancing?
No, it's not line dancing. So
Oh no, you're right. It wasn't line
two-stepping
dancing.
is a partner dance.
Yeah.
Line dancing is like you're in a line with people. People often mix up like we had dance culture in this area, and it's kind of died away. But like basically, you have like when I mention honky tonk dancing, people think it's either line dancing or it's square dancing.
Right.
And I'm just like, nope. It's like you and someone else are touching each other, and you're grooving out, and it's fun, and it's just different, you know. Square dancing, it's like someone's yelling the turns at you,
Right.
And then like line dancing, you're like following somebody doing it, which
Well-
I think is fun. I'm not like throwing shade at square dancing or
Sure,
line
sure.
dancing. They're both fun.
Well, there was also a variety of types of two-step that you
Yes.
went over, like how there's different places have different rhythms for it.
So they have like different steps.
Okay.
The rhythm's not too different.
Location-wise.
You can kind of think about. Yeah, like Louisiana has like the Cajun two-step.
Okay.
Which is a very like symmetrical step, and then there's like the Texas traditional two-step, which is like a asymmetrical step, and they do that a lot in Nashville too. But then Texas also has this like I don't someone can come at me about this, but maybe I would call it a neo-traditional.
We've said way more
two-step.
controversial things
Oh,
on the show than that.
cool, sweet, yeah. Come at me, bros. And people like get in like a circle,
Okay.
and they like dance in a circle. It's like still partner dancing, but it's like in a wide circle. And so they'll have a lot of people, and they can kind of give everyone room because everyone's dancing in this circle. But it's kind of lame, and it's very like
Shots
organized, and like it's just not like loose. It's just like it's just for beginners to get comfortable. But then I feel like a lot of people just think that that's what it like two-stepping is. And I like our dance in December, we had like in January we had like 200 people out at the Northside Tavern, and it was fucking packed on the dance floor. It was like amazing. I thought it was so cool. And like I've danced in these packed crowds in Louisiana, and it's like you don't need a lot of room to dance with someone. Like you can take really small steps and still be like grooving out with somebody and having fun. And it's like, so basically like a lot of people are new, and I was telling them on like the microphone, like, don't forget, you can take small steps. And so like people are bumping into each other and having time, but like, yeah, that's a part of it, like whatever. But some guy messaged me, he was like, hey man, I had a great time at your dance. But I'm from Texas, or he's like, I lived in Texas for a few years, and they do this thing in Austin with the circle dance, and like it'd be helpful so everyone's not bumping into each other on the dance floor. And I was just like, dude, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing that. Like I'm trying to have people bumping into each other on the dance floor and like getting close and having fun and like experiencing something new and different, and like and feeling good about it and having a good time. You know, it's like people have a hard time. I think like dance culture has a lot of like benefits for like building community and for like people learning how to share space with each other and like
Yeah.
intimate space in some
Right.
cases. Luckily, like there's ways like you learn to communicate like and find like what is comfortable for your partner, and you can be like, can we do something like this, or can we dance like this? Like you can communicate all these things that like we don't practice communicating how to share space with people, and so everyone's just kind of like doesn't talk about it, is triggered, you know, all these things that are like very natural, but it's because we're not like expressing like what our needs are, what our boundaries are, you know. And so like in this weird small setting, you get to do that, and then you get to like groove out and dance and enjoy great music and like make new friends while you're dancing, because like
And
while you're dancing you can talk and like do whatever.
There's also like a physical communication.
yeah
And obviously, in the past like 7 years, physical contact has become less and less
Right.
popular.
yeah for sure.
So I think things like this are probably beneficial, just in general, to not feel like fucking isolated.
Yeah. I think like, I mean, we probably have gone through like cycles of like how people as like a populace feel about this stuff. You know, like in the last 50 years, it's probably changed both
Yeah.
ways so much, you know. But I think like it is important, like you know, unfortunately, like a lot of people have like been fucked over in their lives by whoever, and they have trust issues, and they have a hard time giving trust to strangers, or like being touched by a stranger in some way, you know. So it's like, I think it really prioritizes like something that's really respectful, and like because no one wants to fuck this up, because everyone's on the dance floor having like a killer time. Like any pictures from any of these dances, or anytime anyone's dancing, they're fucking smiling and having a great time. Like, so you don't want to get in the way of that, and like we haven't had anyone fuck anything up at any of our dances, but it's it could happen, you know.
I mean, people are people.
People are people, you know.
What kind of stuff are you playing?
Shit. Like, we were playing. It was just like all groovy honky tonk stuff, originals, but also like a lot of classics. We do George Jones, Loretta Lynn, Graham Parsons, Willie Nelson, Patsy Cline, a bunch of Bob Wills and Western swing stuff.
Yeah, my dad fucking loves Bob Wills.
Yeah, I fucking love Bob
He introduced them to me awesome. Very early on.
Very cool. And you're like, who is that lady hollering all over the song? Son, that's Bob Wills. Quit talking shit.
He's the king of Western swing, and he didn't kill his wife violently like the other king of Western swing.
Oh shit, that's right.
Spades Cooley's a bad story.
It's a bad story.
He had some great band members, but he's a bad dude.
I found out about him from a James Ellroy book. He worked it in, and I was like, is that fucking real?
James Ellroy.
He wrote like L.A. Confidential and a bunch of shit like that.
I've heard about that. I read about it in the Nick Tosh's book.
Oh yeah.
Country: The Roots of Rock and Roll. Is that what it's called? Have you read that one?
Yeah, something along those lines.
That book is fucking nuts.
He have you ever? He has a Dean Martin book. Have you read that?
I have not read the Dean Martin book.
It's fucking weird.
I've read actually a piece of it because I have this like Nick Tosh's reader at home that has like pieces from different books,
like,
and has some of that.
Goes into his brain like it's Dean Martin talking and shit, like as a biography.
Yes.
Okay, it's a really odd book.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. I'm not familiar.
It's
I have it. You can borrow it.
It's like an impressionist biography.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is interesting though because I have like I remember reading Country: The Twisted Roots of Rock and Roll, and I was like, I didn't think that everything in it was true, and he's like a writer that like a lot of people dispute things that he's said, but he had this like great story in there about this dude from who's on King Records. Fuck, I can't think of his name now.
Is King Records from here? Or am I going
Sorry,
crazy?
not King Records, Sun Records.
Okay.
King Records is from here. He was on Sun Records. He was a harmonica player and a multi-instrumentalist. And he had a really cool solo career that like has been completely forgotten. And I have forgotten his name, so I feel like a fucking asshole now. This is why I should have came prepared and should have known that I was going to talk about this. This is completely random. But I read this other book called something.
That's the way my brain
What's
is
that
today.
song, like the rock and roll UFOs, or the song with the aliens? It's like a 50s
the
rock and
one-eyed,
roll
one-horn flying purple people eater?
No, I like that, though. That's a good guess. There's rock and roll... shit. There's a book, it's like Rock and Roll UFO or something like that. And come at me, bros. But anyway, so like... but it has like all these interviews from these like magazines or like that whoever was putting out. But it was interviews with all these like underappreciated members of the music world.
Okay, right. Yeah.
And that guy was interviewed in it, and he mentions the Nick Tosh's book story about him taking all these pills and like doing all this crazy shit. And he's like, I don't know why that guy would say that. I did a lot of pills, but not that night. Like, it was just like the weirdest thing where I like read these books of like this kind of like pulpy cultural shit, and they were like coming together in a way that like, for me, like finding on it, I like so much of the weird history, music, culture stuff I found has just kind of been by just finding it. It hasn't really been handed to me. And so then all of a sudden when like the lines cross, it's like, oh, whoa. There is these like worlds that are like outside of my perspective that I have already crossed in like all sorts of ways.
I run into this all the time where like I go to play music in our store or some shit, and I don't like it's always the same fucking songs, right? And the farther we get away from the time when all of this music was released, we just like forget people, even if you kind of know them, right? But you're still like, well, I know I like the fucking Stones, so I'm just gonna put the Stones on. But people keep falling off and falling off and falling off. But like, who are you into? Like, because it seems like you got a deep influence of people that might not be known or as popular. Like, what inspired you to play what you're playing and get into what you do?
Okay. So kind of not just what I'm into, but like what inspired. How
Yeah,
I
like growing up, what
doing
you
what I'm
hear.
doing.
Foundation.
What's your
so-
musical journey?
So I grew up in an immigrant household. My dad's from Russia. My mom's from Romania.
Okay.
My mom was a killer pianist, and so like my first memories are of her playing the piano, and
Like orchestral stuff?
like classical
Yeah.
stuff. But we had like an upright piano in this room, and she had a bench full of music, like those old piano benches, which I think is cool. Like chairs should have pockets,
Right? Right?
Yeah.
It's so efficient.
Yeah,
Hey,
totally.
why do none of your
You
chairs
need
here
new
have
chairs,
pockets?
But my first memories are of her like playing piano and like pulling books out and like just reading them and like playing, and I was just like, I'm starting to learn how to read books. And those are different books.
Yeah,
because she
right.
is playing music out of those books. Like I remember having this like cognitive dissonance and being like, what is happening?
Those aren't
here? Like,
letters.
I'm trying to make totally.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning about letters right now. And so then like I started playing piano when I was a kid, and then she ended up passing away when I was 7. And then my dad knows nothing about like any music at all, but he thought it'd be like healthy if he like played classical music and like in the house, you
Yeah.
know? So it was either that he played classical music or it was the Gypsy Kings.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Gypsy Kings,
Yeah.
but they're
Vaguely.
like, they're like from southern France, and their like family were like Spanish outlaws that like ended up in France, and in the 80s they started releasing this like blend of like flamenco, but also like tango and like Mediterranean styles and like things. Like it was just this blend of music,
Right.
and then but it like blew up around the world, and they like have like there's just like for some reason. So I was a kid. I thought the Gypsy Kings were the biggest band in the world.
Right.
And because we also would hang out with these other immigrant families, and they all listened to the Gypsy Kings.
Right, but it was Michael Jackson.
It was Michael Jackson, but I thought it was the Gypsy Kings. And so, like, it was like years of me thinking that was the case until I realized that they were like this complete niche thing. But the thing is, if you talk to like any immigrants from like anywhere,
Right.
they're like, yeah, my parents listened to the Gypsy Kings. It's this weird
Grew up
thing.
on it.
They rock. They're rad. But anyway, so like I wasn't like aware of much at all. I grew up in the suburbs out here in Cincinnati, and like there was like no culture. And like at the school I went to, there wasn't like a punk scene.
There was
wasn't,
Eminem probably.
honestly, like not even like, dude, there's not even like that's culture, man. You know,
That's from where I'm staying.
yeah.
Only
dude.
Rascal Flats.
Yeah, not even. Like, dude, it was
Jesus.
so weird. It was I was going to such a just like a weird place, and like grew up in such an area that was like just so void of things. I didn't realize that for a long
Right.
time though either, you know. And so like in 3rd grade, I asked my dad if I could get a guitar or a banjo, and he said that I could if I played the violin for a year. And so I was
Okay.
like, all right. And then like a year was up, and I was like, it was the only thing in my life I ever like checked off all the boxes on the calendar, because I was like, I fucking hate this thing. and then he was like, well, I like dropped the fiddle off in his room, and
He
he
like
was
turned
like,
it in. Like,
yeah,
I'm done.
basically, I was like, I'm done, dude. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, it's been a year. And he was like, so? And then he made me keep playing. Didn't get a guitar or banjo for years. I got a lot of baggage with the fiddle, unfortunately, but we've worked through a lot.
It's a fun instrument in the right
Yeah.
context.
Oh, yeah, I like it. No, but like, you know, I don't think kids should be forced to fucking do shit that they're not connecting with. And I was like connecting with playing music, but like, and maybe he didn't necessarily have the resources. I would say he also didn't necessarily seek them out, like,
Right.
to show me like things that I could do. But
Right.
I eventually had to kind of find that. And so by the time I was like the end of my senior year in high school, I had like it's called Last FM. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, I remember this, yeah.
And it would like track what you listened to.
Okay.
And I would use like iTunes or my iPod to listen to stuff. And like all the stuff in your iPod would like track with iTunes. And so like
I totally forgot.
everything
about
you listened to the most was like being tracked in this space. And so I have this like memory that like at the end of high school, my like top 5 artists, and this is, I don't remember the order, but it was Townes Van Zandt, John Hartford, Funkadelic, MF Doom, and I think maybe Led Zeppelin. So those were like the 5 like most
Right.
impactful things at that moment
Yeah.
for me. It was
Hartford's
like,
a weird guy.
I love John Hartford. John Hartford's the only person I ever like cried when I found out that they were dead.
Yeah.
When I found out about him, because I was like listening to him for a few weeks. I was like, fuck, I love this guy. I was like junior in high school or something, and I loved him. And then I was like, what's he up to? I gotta go fucking see this dude. And I like looked him up on Wikipedia, and I was like, he's dead.
He's
What the
long
fuck?
dead?
Like, no, it was just a few years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it would have been like 5 years or something. And I like started tearing up. I was like, God dang it.
You missed out.
I totally missed out. He was awesome.
Do you like Michael Hurley? I'm just
I love
curious.
Michael
Okay.
Hurley. Got to see him play.
Yeah.
I have a funny Michael Hurley story.
Oh, tell it.
All right, cool. I was at this festival playing in Texas 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago in October. And it was like 2 in the morning, and I got a text from my friend Amy Sue Berlin, one of the greatest human beings out in the world. Shout out Amy Sue. She texted me. She was like, hey, you should come up to this campground for this songwriter circle. And I was like about to roll out to bed.
Like it's 2 in the morning.
Yeah, totally. And I walk up there, and there's a songwriter circle, and Michael Hurley's in it. And I'm just like, oh shit, Michael Hurley's here. And I like talked to him for a bit earlier in the day, and was just like, I was like, oh fuck, hell yeah, let's hang out. And so we're all in this really nice camp circle space with a little like, I don't know, it was just really nice. And there's a circle of people hanging out and listening. Guitars getting passed around, and he's holding a mug of beer and a bottle of beer. And so he drinks this bottle of beer, and then he's just got his mug. And then a bottle of whiskey goes around. So he takes this whiskey, when it's handed to him, he's got his mug in his other hand, and he just pours the whiskey into his beer. And then he hands the bottle over, and so he's drinking this whiskey beer. And then he's like looking at this can on the ground. My friend Amy Sue notices, and she looks up at him, she's like, is that your water? And he's like, and she's like, oh, okay. And she like hands him this seltzer water, and he takes it and he pours it into his whiskey beer. So now he's got a whiskey beer seltzer. And then he hands it back to her. She puts it on the ground, and then the guy sitting on the ground next to her turns over and he's like, did you just hand Michael Hurley my seltzer? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, that's got gin in it and seltzer. And she's like, oh. And like looks up, and like Michael Hurley's like, and he's drinking fucking whiskey, beer, gin, seltzer. And then that was just absolutely amazing. And then like the guitar was going around, and I was like pretty excited to share a song with Michael Hurley. And then this guy showed up, and I'm not gonna say his name, but he was going by the name of a woodwind instrument. And he
Okay. I'm trying to figure it out
no,
while
you
you
won't.
talk.
You won't. Don't
Okay.
worry about it. But he that's just so certain people know what I'm talking about.
Fucking oboe.
He shows up and literally plays like a fucking 12-minute song that is about nothing at all, and the point of the song is that it's about nothing, and everyone is fucking getting pissed off, and like he just keeps going, and like I'm just sitting there just like, oh my god, like this is nuts. And I look over, Michael Hurley's gone. I was like, motherfucking oboe, god damn it.
God damn oboe.
Yeah, his name's Oboe.
Was it for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think it's his real name.
Well, you guessed it. You fucking...
Just seemed like the appropriate name.
Yeah, it was totally a guy named Oboe.
Okay, so...
Oboe was generally nice otherwise, though, I will
Yeah, we just fucked up your chance. He did a Norm joke with no punchline.
Right.
Yeah, he did pull a Norm. That was not the place, Norm.
So going back, you graduate high school. How old are you? I have no idea.
I'm 34.
Okay. So you graduate high school sometime in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
Look at that math.
Good job.
Thank you. High five.
Come on, they could have heard that.
I like missing it.
They
I think it's
would've
funny.
known.
It
That's
cracks
great
me
radio.
up.
I'll keep that in mind.
No sound makes for great
Thank you.
radio.
Thank you. There's some dead air for you.
So you graduate high school in the late 2000s. Where do you go from there?
So I graduated late, like the summer after. And I didn't like take my like one of like the ACTs and stuff, and so I was kind of in this position where like I just like couldn't get into like any college really, and like I didn't have like a degree yet and stuff when I was supposed to be applying. But my dad is like a crazy Russian immigrant, so he's like, "You have to go to college," and so I was like, "Well, Okay, and so I like
can't.
just applied to some music schools, and like, cause I figured like at least I'm like on.
Well,
Like,
even-
and I'd stopped playing classical music for a few years, which is kind of like at that point like starting to learn bluegrass and old time and old folk music, and like even just playing along to like funkadelic records
Right.
or Led Zeppelin records, whatever it was. I was just trying other stuff. I like discovered that I could, and I'd started playing guitar and I'd start playing mandolin. I got a banjo.
You got
Like
those
I-
fiddle skills.
Yeah, and so I like that, and I was like, yeah, I was playing fiddle on this stuff. So, so basically, I just kind of like I like auditioned for a few music schools, and I ended up getting into a couple, and I ended up going to Berklee
Oh,
in Boston.
did you drop out?
Yes,
Good.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a terrible place.
Well, you know, no one that graduates actually makes it.
Yeah, or at least they're like not interesting people.
Every single
Yeah,
person,
the cool people, like,
they all drop out.
yeah, like I don't know.
John
Yeah,
Mayer is the only example I can think of, but there's others.
I just don't think it's a good place. I don't think it's a good place for like developing your art and your artistry. I think it's like a
Okay.
place that's like very interconnected with the music industry to
Right.
like develop product and to develop like people that will play any style of music and go into a studio.
Like session musicians
Session
for pop
musicians
songs.
for pop songs that will go in and do literally anything they're asked to because they've been like pushed, like indoctrinated with this idea that like no matter how you're making money off music, it's good because
Yeah.
it's so hard to make
Right.
money playing music, and music is like a net positive and all that stuff. But it's like there's a lot of like ill-intentioned music out there.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And corporate music that is not meant to like help people like discover
Absolutely.
being alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like
Do you think it's even possible to have a music school like that produces good products?
I think there's like ways to like encourage like great artistry and like just like have the resources to share these things with people that like want to seek those worlds out. But I also like Berklee is like when I was there, Berklee was like the 7th most expensive college in the country.
I mean, it is considered a very good
It's
school.
a fucking joke.
Uh,
Dude, like if you like just go and like invest that money in like if you want to be a music producer or engineer, go invest the same amount of money into a studio.
you have a very nice studio.
You'll have a really nice studio, and you can use YouTube to fucking learn how to use it for free, and
Right.
you'll learn just as much. And like, it's like people want to use it for networking, and then networking just develops this like super toxic,
It's just bureaucratic.
transactional,
Yeah.
like way of treating
Right.
each other. It's really like very
Nothing's
it's very
genuine in the conversation.
objectifying. Dude, my like first year there, my girlfriend had a band, and she had this festival gig, and she was like the only people at Berklee in this like up and coming Americana roots scene that like got this gig, and so all these other people were like pissed because they're like, we're better than her, we should have gotten that gig, and this one dude. Fucking this probably like 20 years old offers a bribe to all of her band members to bail on that gig. It was like a $90 bribe.
Did they do it?
No, because like
Well,
her
that's
fiddle
good.
player and I and her were like all best friends, and so he like came up and was like, "Can you believe this fucking shit?" It was like I was like, "Are you serious? Like that is what's happening right now? Like we're fucking like when I went to Berklee, I thought it was gonna be all like I felt like the weirdo when I was at school,
Right.
and so like and I was like it was ridiculous, but like. I thought I was going to this place where everyone else were weirdos, and they
And
were
no
like the
one.
music nerds and
Yeah.
all this shit, and they were not. They were like all wanting to be pop stars and shit, and I'm like, I have no like reference for like what you're even talking to me about. Like I don't know the new Lady Gaga song, you know, like. But then some guy would be like, oh yeah, like people wouldn't want to talk shit about something they were hearing, but if they didn't like it, they'd be like, oh yeah, that new Lady Gaga, man, the production sure is tight, huh?
It's
You're just like,
interesting.
dude, this is
It's
such
really-
weird fucking like way to talk to each other. Like it's so objectifying, so shitty. Like honestly, I had one professor that like I particularly loved that I had like a close relationship with, and he passed away when I was studying with him. And I worked stage production, so I learned how to do sound and like lighting and lining. I like learned all this stuff about how to run a show
Right.
and how to communicate with musicians, which helps me as a musician to communicate with sound people.
Right.
And so like that is like was the one thing I thought was great. But honestly, I think it is a scam. It is worthless. Fuck that shit. Do not send your kids there.
Yeah.
If your friends have kids and they want to send them there, talk to me about it first. Like, I'm not into it. And, like, I can go on and on, but I don't know if that's what this podcast should be all about.
I mean, in general.
And then I left.
Yeah, it's good.
But so, all right, here, let's get out of there, and you can ask me something else. But I basically, like, my last bit of time there, I just wanted to leave, and I was really into Merle Haggard at the time. And I woke up one morning, I was feeling shitty, and I watched this Merle Haggard, like, PBS, like the PBS like Masters or whatever documentaries about him, and it was talking about him getting arrested at like 12 years old because he hopped a train to Reno out of Bakersfield, and that was his like first time being arrested and his first time hopping a train. And I was like, man, that sounds fucking awesome. And so I just started watching all these videos of people hopping like all this like footage of people had from hopping trains, like mountains in Montana, like just all these beautiful views that like you can never see from a road or wherever, like these, it's just a completely different landscape that you get to see. And so then I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna like go hop trains, like fuck this shit. And then my band, we were like starting to like pick up traction in Boston in New England at the time, in the area. And like Joe's Truck Stop, like my project started in 2010 while I was in Boston. And so like we were picking up traction, and so all of a sudden we were getting gig offers in like different places, and so I'm like starting to like account for touring through the summer, and that's kind of where like a lot of my focus had gone. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna like book a tour. Like I think my band's down, and like one of my best friends in the world, Sam Franklin, was playing guitar with me, and I love you, Sam. I convinced him to leave school early with me. I think he like properly like set up his like leave and like talked it out with his professors and shit. But like we left early and hit the road and like down south to the Galax Fiddlers Convention in Virginia, and then to start our tour in North Carolina. And that was like the beginning of like this whole rest of my life, basically post Boston.
My one of my best friends in high school went to Berklee and graduated, and now his family has a Montessori school, and he's a teacher because it fucking killed him.
Oh yeah,
like he doesn't want to do it at all. Yeah, and he was very good. Like obviously he went to fucking Berklee.
It kills a lot of people's like love for what they're doing. It's really sad. I meet people I've met so many random people doing random things
that went to Berklee and graduated,
and they're not doing what they wanted to do. Well, or they like went into the system and they were like, oh my god, I hate this.
Ugly.
It's so ugly. It's so toxic.
One of my least favorite things that I have to do specifically for the podcast is talk to managers and PR people.
Oh yeah,
it's brutal. A fucking nightmare.
Did my PR person not get in touch?
They sucked.
It was me.
Yeah, I know.
I Donald Trumped you, bro. That weird accent, that was me.
We talked to a guy, Ellis Bullard, who straight up did that.
Yeah.
Like he had a fake phone number and a fake voice. No, he did it early on in his career to book shows at venues where he had a different guy.
But he was the hard ass.
But he was the guy.
Yeah. They'd be like, man, your guy's an asshole. He's like, yeah, he's not great.
Leroy
with people.
sucks, but he gets the job done. It's just fucking him with a voice.
Yeah, totally.
Was it Leroy? It was Leroy.
It was something
too.
like that.
Yeah.
I have like a certain like hustling attitude to be doing that. I feel like, and I'm just like not a hustler. I like make shit happen, but I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's
like scamming the scam.
Yeah, but like the whole industry is a kind of a scam.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I appreciate scamming the scam. I just don't know how much energy I have.
Right. I just don't have the bandwidth to do it myself.
To be scamming, and I'm just like, fuck. Man.
Dude, the amount of anger that like builds up in me when I get emails from PR people and they use like corporate slang.
Yeah.
Like I got an email that was like, I'll be OOO, which is out of office. So I'm CCing someone else, and I just didn't fucking respond. I was just like, I think we're done.
Uvo.
Like, fuck off, Or like, I'll get emails too that are like, do you want to collab? And I'll have to be like, what are you talking about?
Dude,
collab,
bro.
But like, how? What do you mean? And then they give me an idea, and then I go, okay, send me the assets. And they go, we don't have any assets. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they're just trying to collab, bro.
So I just prefer...
It's a vibe
Get on that mixtape, man.
It's just a vibe
It's a nightmare. I just prefer, like, any time that I can circumvent a manager, I will circumvent that manager.
Yeah.
The second I get to know the person at all. We get a lot of guests because they follow us on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And if I do that, I can just message them. And the manager doesn't fucking apply anymore. And it's the best. But with your experience in the music industry, because you're not playing like radio, Americana, or country.
No, I'm not trying to make money.
I was gonna ask, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck does that look like in terms of your actual life?
I mean, it's hard to explain to your immigrant grandma that there's like
Yeah.
a path I could take where I could make like a bunch
And
of
you're not
money
gonna
that
do
I'm
it.
intentionally not.
Hey, we
taking.
came to America, so you
Yeah,
could do
exactly,
that. And you're like, I
yeah.
don't think so. It's not fulfilling.
Yeah,
It's not where I'm going.
Yeah, totally. It's really, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's really tough. But it's extremely fulfilling, and I love traveling. I love meeting people. Love nature and seeing the world, and so like I've built it around that, you know, which is wonderful, and I'm kind of lucky that like I think in some ways for people trying to make music in the last 10 years and like find a way to like make a career in art is that like I started touring in like 2010, and so I had like 10 years of touring, and I started full-time touring in 2014, like the end of 2014. So I had 10 years totally of touring before the pandemic.
Right.
And so I had like developed infrastructure for myself and
Yeah.
like community that I could like tour with.
Right.
And like tour around. And I didn't really push the internet side of things. I didn't care about making like content or doing YouTube stuff.
Also, in
And-
2010, you didn't have to make reels.
no,
Right.
no. But like come like between 2015 and 2020, that was all shifting for sure. And so it was like, so I had this thing where I was like, I was playing with the Tillers full time, but then I was also like every weekend off doing Joe's Truck Stop.
Right.
And the whole time I was doing that, I never really used like what the Tillers were doing to bolster Joe's Truck Stop because they were just like in such different places. So the only people I could work with were like people that were like in the community I met through playing those shows, but I wasn't like my band or me weren't able to necessarily go play those venues, you know,
Right.
in those spaces. So it was like people that like got to know me and trusted me and wanted to be like supportive of me, help me come back to these towns,
Right.
you know. And so like that was kind of the way I was able to build. And so I didn't use the internet. I didn't like feel like I needed my face out there all. I mean, I really don't care to have like whatever, but I just like.
It's weird having to like talk to a camera.
Yeah, there's just a lot that it's like
Having to commodify yourself.
yeah, to like commodify yourself and to just like I don't know, like I'm pretty like critical of capitalism, and it just feels like this really unfortunate like extension of capitalism where like
Yeah.
Instagram or Facebook like don't like Instagram doesn't make content.
No, you're an
Like,
employee
you
for
are basically
Instagram.
yeah, an employee for them, and so like, and then there's this whole thing where we're trying to like get away from our phones, but then you're convinced that you need to do stuff where people are going to look at their phones that because you made stuff for them to look at, but also we shouldn't look at our phones, and you feel
Exactly.
bad because you're an artist, but because you want to like believe in art and how that's like beneficial and life changing, but everyone's staring at their phones, and all of a sudden art's more and more commodified,
Yeah.
and you're a part of this like vicious cycle, and
Yeah.
so it's like we are going to be a part of these things. We are complicit in all the bullshit of our society. You know, it is what it is, and like we can seek ways to like to not be a part of it as much as we can, which I think we should. But yeah, I don't really like judge where people are at with like how we use social media, because I think we all are just trying to survive, and we're all kind of brainwashed in all these different ways and stuff. And so it's just like, I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of things about it that like I'm not like moved to do.
Right.
And I'm not interested in like making like clickbait content. It's
Yeah.
like one thing I don't want to do. Like,
Right.
I just like I've always just wanted people to like hear the art and be like, yeah, I agree, or I feel that makes me feel a certain way. I'm gonna see
Right.
that again. Like that is like, I don't want to like have to sell the idea of who I am or any of this shit. Like, listen to my songs and you can fucking tell who I am. And then like I don't know, like, and I know there's plenty of people that are performing someone else on stage, but if you know me at all, if you hear me in this interview, I am gonna be this exact same person on stage. Like, I'm not somebody else. And if I'm like kind of like out of my mind a little bit, I will probably cuss this much. But normally I like hold it back a little bit.
Well, I mean, like, first of all, with like creating content, There's like single reels that I've posted on the company account that I can look at the like insights on, and it'll be like people have watched this for a total of 2,000 years, and I'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
What kind of metric is that, dude?
Like that's for real. Like it'll be like a
that's
total
Star
time
Trek
of that, and they'll be like,
metric or some
Yeah.
shit.
and then they'll be like, "You didn't make any money," and I'll be like, "I feel like I should have made some money."
yeah, that's crazy.
If I kept people on your app for 2,000 years of time,
That's nuts.
I should make a little bit of money.
Dude, imagine how psyched they were when they started like getting those metrics.
Dude, it's fucking.
And they're like, dude, people have been staring at our thing today for 2,000 years.
But that's off one reel on one
yeah, that's
account.
nuts. That's crazy.
That's not in like. That's fucking. Like, I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, and like I mean, the other thing is with like a character, because like if you exist online, people create concepts in your head. We were talking about this earlier, specifically actually about New Orleans, where people tell me that I'll like New Orleans, right?
Oh, right.
And it's like, no, the character you've created of the guy that does
Totally,
this
yeah.
will like New Orleans. I like nice hotels around a lot of I like Los Angeles and the nicest parts of Nashville. like I don't want to go somewhere where it's loud.
I think it's annoying to be like typed. I think it's just like annoying when people are like, "Oh, you're like that."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Fuck you!" Like I'm like all sorts of shit. I'm complicated. Dude.
Or people being like,
I
"Oh
contain
man, you getting fucked up
multitudes."
tonight?"
Yeah, totally, dude.
You know, like I don't fucking drink. I'm
Yeah.
not doing coke, but people
Yeah.
think all those things are true.
Yeah. Well, you look like it.
You know, and everything I post is like, look,
Yeah.
Johnny Paycheck was real
like, all
fucking
this exciting
high.
Shit.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't go anywhere
Was
and I
it
don't
Johnny
do anything.
Paycheck at that Merle Haggard concert?
Yup.
Oh, I love that footage.
That's an
I have to
incredible
watch
video.
it like once a month.
It's awesome.
When he's like walking through the background, he's like,
He's fucking. It's a great show too.
"It's so good." It's the Rainbow Stew show.
Yeah, as an adult,
People spent 2,000 years watching that.
probably. As an
Since 2,000
adult,
years
I
ago.
fucking realized that Merle Haggard was like the best. Because as a kid, you know, like I got into this whole genre of music through Hank 3, because I was like a punk kid in DC, and DC had a punk scene.
Oh, dude, I had a big Hank 3.
Right.
era.
And I was like, oh my God, he's a punk guy. And then it was like, what are all these other records that are this other genre? He was cool, and like Waylon Jennings and all that kind of shit. But I would never be like, I want to hear Misery and Gin. But then you
Yeah.
get to be an adult and you're like, oh, okay.
Misery and Gin is like it was a wonderful like acquire. It was like the corny kind of piano. I really liked like the swinging piano in country, but then like the ballady piano like just like wasn't my bag when I was like really getting into country.
Because you're a kid and you don't want to hear it.
Yeah, well, I was in like my late teens, early 20s and stuff. It was just like a little. It wasn't rocking enough, you
Right.
know. And then I remember I was like, I like loved this. I got really into Merle Haggard through this live album of his that was called like Ramblin' Fever.
He's an
Live.
incredible guitar player, too.
Oh, he's great, and he has other. I love all his guitar players, Roy Nichols, and then Clint Strong, which was who played guitar on this live album I had that like just blew me away. And then when I went to go listen to Merle, I'm like, this all sound like all this early stuff sounds so like Nashville produced.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening? Like it's not even like it's not even like Bakersfield like rhythm. I'm just like, hold on. The history I've been kind of like informed of is a little off here, which there is like weird ways that people just like relegate. Like he's Bakerfield country, but there's like he didn't have a honky tonk shuffle like with a moving bass line, which people like call the Bakersfield sound
Right.
until Big City,
Right.
which is 1980 or 81.
Which is way into his
Way
career.
in his career. That's like 16 years in his career. So it's just like an interesting thing. I'm just fucking nerding out here. All right.
No, it's good.
But Misery and Gin, I remember the first time I heard that and like came on, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, this part of me was like, I don't think I like this. And this other part of me was like, no, dude.
This is the best song I've ever heard
You're
in
here
my
now.
life.
You've made it. Like you've come around. Like you've accepted the piano now because I just thought the song was so good and I just like it put me in this vibe and I was just like, cool, I'm in. Piano it up now. Like,
He's got a fucking killer voice.
oh, he's got an amazing voice.
I mean, I find that like a lot of musicians, like big ones, get typecast, right? Like Hank Jr. is a big one for me, where it's like people are like, he's the party guy, and it's like, you ever heard him do Weatherman live?
Yeah.
You know, and him fucking detune and retune his guitar to, perfectly.
yeah,
like he's a
he's-
good musician,
He's an
guys.
amazing music. I mean, he plays like piano amazingly.
Yeah, dude, when I saw him
steel
like
guitar,
3 years
electric guitar,
ago, he fucking first of all killed it.
saxophone, I think too.
He played everything. He
Yeah.
did this fucking medley that started with like Chubby Checker songs and ended like
Him
with
playing keys.
yeah, like just him
totally.
alone. He was changing hats constantly
Yeah,
and spitting all over the stage,
I
but
remember that.
fucking killing it.
Yeah. Did he do his like dance moves and shit?
Oh, he dropped
Yeah.
it low.
yeah,
yeah,
dude, that's
Yeah.
wild.
wearing his icon hat.
Yeah, it's wild.
I want to point something out about that icon hat, by the way.
Yeah.
That is from a brand that is a gay club brand from like Ibiza.
That's amazing.
And he definitely just saw the hat and was like,
Yeah.
I
Yep,
am an
that's the one.
icon.
That's me.
I like that you're like so quick to assume that is why he has that hat, and not that he's been hanging out at gay clubs in Ibiza.
It just seems more like Hank
possible.
would be like, I'm an icon, and put the
don't
fucking
know.
hat on. Because like I was watching Ted Lasso like 3
He
or
could
4
have been
years
really
ago.
projecting with the gay guitar players line or whatever it was, and
It's a good song,
in
though.
that song. I mean, that line kind of is like whatever, but yeah, the song's fun.
He's a fun, like if you go to the Country Music Hall of Fame, it's very funny because there will be, you know, like there's a section with lyrics written down like by hand, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be like George Jones writing whatever the fuck and Merle Haggard, and you're like, these are great fucking songs, and then it's Hank, all capital letters on
That's how I
hotel
write.
stationery.
That's how I write,
Yeah.
baby. All caps,
Dude,
baby.
and it's just,
On
do
a
you
pizza
like the
box.
party? Do
Nice.
you like to have fun? And it's just like next.
I mean, but so that's the thing too. Is like, all right, there's funny anomalies like when we think about like this is artistry, but you also have to consider it like in the realm of capitalism and selling product, and so it's like you think about like our favorite old country singers would release this record every year,
Right.
Right, but those records like maybe would have a few songs written by them if like a few of them would, but otherwise it's like a lot of covers, a lot of traditional stuff things people have been doing. So it's like easy for them to jump in and just sing these songs that they like are already happening or already popular. So they're just like putting out, and like these, you know, record industry's booming, and they're just
Right.
like, we're just gonna put all this product out.
I mean, the number of George Jones records alone.
I
is
mean, there's
nuts.
so many. There's just so many, and so there ends
300.
up being a bunch of filler.
Yeah.
You know, and I think this is actually to like reflect back to what you were saying earlier. It gets in the way of like people like really discovering older artists, is because they're all like, I don't know where to start.
'Cause
And it's
there's
like, and they're
45
so
records.
used to just being handed stuff, and it's just like in your algorithm that like you just like you won't even like try to figure out where it is that you like the things that they're doing. Because a lot of if an artist has a career that spans 40 to 60, 70 years,
A lot of it's gonna suck.
well,
Right.
not necessarily that,
Can't
but
all
it's
be
all
winners.
just gonna be like a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, like
It's-
Neil Young.
even
There's
just the
decades.
production is going to change. You know, maybe if their style doesn't change, the production will change, and you might not like the production.
Right.
And that might change your whole way of like accepting the lyrics too. You know, so I think like, and I was that way for a long time with '80s production. Like I just could
I was about to
not
bring that up.
fucking
Exactly.
do it, man.
Yeah.
It just killed me. And then like. And now I can like accept a lot more, but like for a while I was just like I would just rather hear like these natural, organic sounding instruments and like real drums. And
Well, yeah, like
stuff.
I'm a big Deadhead, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't fuck with the Brent.
And you don't
years.
do coke or drink.
No, or anything.
Really?
I don't do fucking psychedelics.
You do the
none of it.
mustache.
Yeah, I do the mustache.
Yes.
No,
And
but
that
like,
that get like is a leeway to thinking you do like 18 different drugs.
Nothing.
Just a mustache.
but like I don't like the Brent years. Like I love the '70s with Keith because he's playing a fucking grand piano.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have these same songs like Jack Straw, and then you got to hear a fucking like weird key sound.
Yeah.
like, I don't
piano
want that,
kind of thing.
you know?
Yeah, totally.
But for some reason, then like Bruce Hornsby, I'm like he's fine, but he used a different tone.
No, I mean that's real. I mean, I'll hear stuff like that. Like, there's the production stuff. I think like definitely can like get in the way of like how you appreciate things, and yeah, I just think that like I love music that sounds like shit.
Me too.
Me
And so
too.
there's a lot of people that like don't like. I'll be showing people shit, and they're just like, "What's happening here?" And I'm like, "Are you hearing what I'm hearing?" And they're like, "I can't hear a bass." I'm like, "There is no bass." And they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Just listen to what is happening. Like, just feel it, you know." But like, it's just like, it just sounds like shit. So they're just kind of like, "Well, if I can't hear that thing that well, and this is like." It's like becomes a quality
Yeah.
of the art itself.
Like
a-
morphine.
instead
It's a
of-
barrier that people can't get past. If you have a good enough ear, it kind of cuts you off from a lot of music.
Well, I can't get past modern production.
Yeah.
A lot of modern production to me is fucking just not exciting, and like it just like lacks a lot of like dynamic like energy and tension and all these things that I love, and like it is what it is, and like people are still making good music and writing great songs, and there's still great production and cool sounds for sure, but a lot of stuff I hear I'm just like,
I think shit going to tape a lot is like my favorite way to hear a live record is like a band in a room recording the tape. And then we're like, here's the record. Like On the Beach, the Neil Young record, where it's just
I
like
love On the Beach.
him and like
It's
half the
so
band
good.
and Rusty Kershaw.
Rusty fucking
And they're high as
Kershaw.
fucking shit on honey
those, like,
slides.
yeah,
and it's going to
totally.
tape and it's live.
yeah, it's so good.
And
Yeah.
you know, Revolution Blues, you're just like, Rick Danko's losing
Dude,
it.
yeah. We used to play Revolution Blues in Joe's truck stop. We
That's-
did it as like a bluegrass trio. It was
You should
fucking
go back to
fun.
that.
I
That's
know,
an
I
incredible
should
fucking
bring it
song.
back.
That's a
yeah,
good
it's
one.
so good. It is so
It's
good.
like, and like it pisses me off
yeah.
every time because it like he does 17-minute songs. It's the best. He does 17-minute songs, but that one he fucking fades out. I'm like,
Yeah.
we could have done this for so much longer.
Totally,
Every
it's
time,
so
I'm like, that could have
groovy.
been longer.
Are you a Hoyt
Yeah.
Axton guy?
Yeah.
Dude, we talked to his son.
Oh yeah.
It was very pleasant and nice.
Uplifting.
It was,
I
but
bet.
Really uplifting.
one of the
wonderful.
most interesting things that he told us was that every year Billboard would put out their fucking charts, right? And it'd be like best country, best pop, best rock, and then it would say other, and it would just be Hoyt Axton.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, I'm not quite sure
We're not
Yeah,
sure where this
totally.
goes, but it's
fuck that
good.
music is
We
necessarily.
know it's really good.
But like he's a guy that it's kind of hard to figure out where to start because if you listen to the early records, it sounds like Greenwich Village. You know, it's just him and a guitar and a very booming voice.
Yeah.
But by the time you get to the mid '70s, it's like a fucking honky tonk band.
Yeah. Totally.
You know, but also like that's my favorite shit. I like hearing someone evolve
Yeah.
from A to B. And you,
Yeah.
you can also track like American music
But
history.
yeah, he was. Yeah, totally agreed. And I think that like through like American music history, you have like this reflection of like American like cultural history, societal history, like commercial history, industrial history. It's like I feel like I've learned so much about just like how the systems work in this country, in the world, because of my like knowledge of music history. You know, and even like when you get to like all the fucked up shit that's happening right now, and like whether it's like wars in the Middle East or the Epstein files or all this shit, like there is like representation of all these things that has also like been in the music industry, because you also have like all these like major music companies that are also invested in all these military companies, so they have
it's really weird.
incentive to like to have people be interested in us going to war because they're going to make more money too.
To fund their pop singer.
Totally. It's I mean, like, it's like, well, it's just for them to just have more money. And they're going to not even tell the pop singer that they're making money off the war or whatever wars or weapons or whatever it is, because they're just going to keep pocketing as much money as possible, you know? And when you get to like Epstein shit, it's like Clive Davis is like renowned for developing the same shit in like the music industry, and like, and when you look into his stuff and all the artists that have died like while working with him, like I was like really young, and I was like 18 and left home, and I was just like started reading all these like alternative news sources online and getting into conspiracies and all this stuff, and like I grew up in like a very Fox News household.
Right.
So I was like, by the time I was leaving home, I'm like, fuck all that shit, Jesus Christ, like. And so then I was like getting into all this other stuff, and like you know, I was like already just aware of thinking of things a little differently. And so when I started like kind of reading about some of these stories and like, and people that are connected to a lot of them, I was like, man, like if you have an artist that is like the biggest artist in the world, or like in the like prime of their career or whatever it is, and they are like doing drugs, and they are like hard to control, and like they're understanding how the business is working more and more. And so they're like starting to like ask questions and fight back and like have boundaries and set demands because they're the artists. Like there is a point where if they're making enough money, like you can continue to make so much money off this person if they die.
Right. You can make more money.
You don't have the same incentive to even like keep them alive.
Well,
Like
there's,
it's
like-
fucked up, because then you're just like, oh wow, like we will make so much money.
If
and
Amy
we'll have
Winehouse
all your
dies,
rights,
we
go
own everything.
Books, movies. We can do all these
Biopic.
posthumous albums, all this shit. Like, there's not like it's such a toxic industry that like even thinking about something like that to me is like totally not out of question. And I think a lot of people are scared to like consider the fact that we live in this like ruthless world where super rich people have developed systems where they can keep exploiting the people that actually make shit.
Yeah.
And the audience, you know. And so it's like, yeah, it's just like, man, fuck all that shit. But I've learned all about that because of being so into the music world. And so, like, I don't know, it's an amazing, like look into our history and, like, understanding of it, you know.
If you go back to, like, early Hollywood, right, there's, like, very obvious examples of this, right? Fatty Arbuckle, for example, for, like, 70 years, everyone was like, he raped that lady. Mm-hmm. Nope, he was set up, right? He cost too much money. and he was set up, and that has become abundantly clear since then. Like the evidence has come out that he actually wasn't even in the fucking room. We just needed to make this happen,
Yeah.
right? And then
But with a name like Fatty Arbuckle, it's easy to throw under the
yeah,
bus.
it's a
I
funny
actually
name.
can't even think of who the fuck Fatty
He's
Arbuckle
a
is.
great big fat guy from the Silent Air.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
By name, I was like, I think he's a big fat guy from the silent film era.
There's like a fucking dude who was a massive star, and if you've seen the movie Babylon, it's the Brad Pitt character that they based this off of this guy, and it's a great movie. It's nuts. But he, they transitioned to talking, and he was worth so much money. I can't remember his fucking name. And his first movie, Talking, came out, and everyone like laughed at him because his voice sounded insane. And then his following movies, not on that studio anymore, his voice sounded normal. They fucked with his voice to make his career just fall apart because they couldn't afford to pay him.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Nuts.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, totally. And like, I mean, but all these like ideas of like just how to exploit people just been around, and like we've done a killer job in this country
Really good
developing
at it.
practices of doing that. We've influenced many other countries in ways to be fucking terrible.
Well, I don't know. I'm listening to an audiobook about the Beatles right now.
Oh yeah.
And realizing I didn't know a ton of shit about the Beatles, even though I fucking love them.
Oh, and like how like manufactured aspects of them
No,
are,
not even
or,
that.
like...
Just like how I didn't know a lot about their childhoods. First of all, like I didn't know that John and Paul's mom both died when they were very young. I was like, that's fucking news. And Paul's mom got hit by a bus or some shit. Like, no, John's mom. But getting into
She was in
like
the files.
getting into like the mid era of them, where they can't tour, people are trying to get money from them, and they were like fucking Apple Records.
Yeah, all right, so you're saying like late 60s.
Yeah, like 65, 66, 67. They could still create their own label, right? And be like, we're actually going to remove all of this other shit, and we don't need to listen to you anymore, right?
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood did the same thing, where he still had the opportunity to make his own movie studio, right? But now I don't think many people, unless you're Taylor Swift level, can be like, I have my own label, and I can fund these tours, and I can fund these records.
Yeah, you have to have like investors.
Right,
Yeah.
and they didn't,
Yeah,
which is a
totally.
big difference, because if you can lose all the influence, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But it's almost impossible to lose all the outside influence anymore,
Yeah.
because of how much it costs to just function.
Just to function, for sure.
And
You
that's a
definitely
bummer.
And I see that amongst people that are just trying to like become independent musicians and like find their way into the industry, and it's like everyone feels so much pressure to like appease the gatekeepers and do the things that they see everyone else doing, and see like what other people's paths look like, because you see all these steps online, and they're playing that venue and they're working with that person, they're doing this. Like if I could do those things, then I can also reach this success and maybe have a sustainable lifestyle as an artist in whatever capacity. And
But
it's
then you
like,
get there and the goalpost move.
Right.
yeah, but also no one's like path in this world is like of art or in general, but like in the world of art and making a career in it, no one's career path is going to look like anyone else's.
Right.
And if you're stuck trying to like do what someone else is doing, like
Especially now.
yeah, like it's just also like it's just never going to be fulfilling, because it's just not like the thing that like, is actually like on like in a broader way. Like to me, great art is art that like is uniquely expressing something that like only that person could express,
Right.
and like that they are seeking the words that like really represent them to say things. Like if you're just repeating the same shit everyone else has, like I'm not gonna be that psyched or that interested in it.
Well,
But
it's
if
like
I
the
feel
AI
like what you're
songs.
saying is something that like only you could say, then I'm like, oh hell yeah,
Right. That's,
like that makes it unique, and that makes it like the most moving thing, because you are expressing something that is vulnerable. Whether it's a vulnerable topic or not, you're just saying, well, I'm going to say it my way. Like, even if it's something silly, like it still can be totally vulnerable. And so you can inspire other people to be interested in being like figuring out how to express themselves more, and figure out like, and that takes vulnerability, or just getting to know themselves better, which takes vulnerability.
Right.
So I think that like people need more of like engaging with themselves in a way that is vulnerable, to be like open up to the world, and that is like being able to express yourself. And
But
start
it's
to,
really easy to go look at your phone.
right.
It's really easy to go look at your phone.
And like
Express yourself on your phone.
that's the thing too with like if you look at the turn of the century or before, like Peter Paul Rubens paintings where they're fucking 15 feet by 15 feet, and it's God and the devil and a lion and it's perfect detailed, and nobody's doing that now. It's like, why'd they do that then? It's like, well, he didn't have anything the fuck else to do.
Yeah.
You know? Or like Les Miserables, that book. It's fucking long as shit. It describes flowers for like 80 pages.
We are referencing all sorts of shit here, dude. I can't tell the Venn diagram.
It's just, you know, it's
I'm following
it's
it.
all
I like
connected.
it. I like the way you're doing this. No, it's cool. We
but
should
no-
have like one of those like walls with
We
like
d-
all
we
the
in
pins
general-
and the like little
yeah.
you know,
Oh, we haven't
strings where we
even-
connect all the things.
we haven't even
haven't
begun to talk about
got
Charles
into the
Manson.
conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't gone down that road in a while, but I learned a lot back in
We're
the day.
really deep down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw y'all had some.
Did you ever hear
episodes
about
on it.
the Process Church?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good,
Totally.
good. Okay,
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure the road led you to an.
You ever get into the
good
Bluegrass
spot.
Conspiracy?
Go on.
It's a book by this journalist in Lexington that came out like I think in the late 80s or in the 90s, and it was about like I don't know if you're familiar with like the Cornbread Mafia, but that was like
Yeah,
all of
vaguely.
the underground like drug dealing, mostly weed dealing, that was happening out of Kentucky and a bunch of other states, but was like the biggest weed growing and manufacturing operation.
It's like the Brotherhood of
country.
Eternal Love. In
And
the
they also like
60s.
wouldn't talk or like they like it's an amazing story. There's some great books about it. But the Bluegrass Conspiracy is like all the stuff that wasn't the criminal outlaw side. It was the actual law side. It was like all from cops to like the all the way from cops all the way up to the governor to like secret operations from like within the military. And it all starts with this guy walks out of his house in Knoxville area and he sees this guy just like laying down crushed on his driveway, and the guy's wearing Gucci loafers,
weird
military fatigues, and has a bag full of millions of dollars of cocaine.
Okay.
And this guy's like,
Sure.
oh shit, and he calls the cops, and so the cops show up and they discover that this guy had jumped out of his plane and his parachute didn't open and he landed there, but his plane had crashed in Georgia and fucking like bags of cocaine were dropped in different drop-off locations, which inspires the story for the Cocaine Bear
Right.
movie, because that's like one of the bear, like a bear found a bag of cocaine, did all this cocaine. They have to do the first ever autopsy on an animal because of it. They do an autopsy on the bear and discover that he was full of cocaine. They're like, this is one of the drop-off spots. And then that bear ends up being like, I don't know if you know the story, but it ends up being like taxidermy and ends up being bought by Waylon Jennings, but no one knew that until Waylon died and ended up in his estate sale. Crazy story. Crazy story. It's like the bear's like this big. Anyway, that's an amazing story, but that is like also a part of like this whole Bluegrass Conspiracy thing that just goes and goes and goes. It like connects so many things. I seriously check the book out, but it like really starts with like the Lexington like horse old money scene.
Okay, yeah.
And like their connections to Newport.
Right, with
and
the mob.
Newport with the
Right.
mob before like that football player was like became mayor or the sheriff, and he was like, we're getting rid of all the shit.
And then there was an accidental fire.
Right. But there was also this exodus of like all these people that were meeting in Newport started either staying in Vegas, staying in Ocean City, staying in Lexington. Lexington was super connected with this like sphere of influence in like the criminal underground.
Right.
And so, and it connects to like these worlds. And so like the Hollywood shit you're talking about, like they were having this happen where like this, all the old rich people were having their fancy derby parties, but now you got like these new people with young money and they want to be like on tabloids and shit. And so they're throwing parties with like naked servers and stuff. So you're starting to have this like, this kind of like getting a little more out there scene blowing up that, you know, people just having money and, you know, like doing shit that like is whatever, but like, you know, behind the scenes, like the really fucked up shit is happening. And so then there starts to be like kidnappings and murder and all these unsolved things, and it just develops and develops, and it's like that guy who fell in the driveway is connected to this whole story.
Wow.
The governor, like it is nuts. It connects to fucking Trump and Ray Cohn and like all these people, and it like
Jesus.
all runs through this like little area, and they like all these undercovers would come up to Cincinnati and hang out at these bars like the Library and like bars aren't around anymore, but like yeah, it's very localized to here too.
Okay.
Really
I'm gonna look that.
fascinating story.
I wonder if the Process Church was in Lexington.
See about any.
They were
dead-
in Louisville, I
any
think.
dead dogs.
Yeah, if there's
Yeah,
a bunch
I'd
of
be
dead German
surprised. Yeah,
shepherds,
right.
then we know that the boogeyman was
Just hear
there.
Revolution Blues in the
Not be
distance.
surprising.
Yeah, just my favorite part about that song, by the way, is just that
whining.
everyone got so mad at him
Really?
Yeah, because he was like, I know
I don't really know
it's
like
full
some
of
the
famous.
backstory on that.
He's like, I know
song.
Laurel Canyon's full of famous stars. I hate them worse than lepers. I'm gonna kill them in their cars. And all of the people were like, "Hey, Neil," like his friends were like, "What the fuck, bud? That's
close.
us."
I'm just describing this thing, dude.
He's like, I'm doing a Manson. I
He's
knew
like,
the
you
guy.
Should move. You should move, bro.
Are you gonna do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta look into the Bluegrass
We
Conspiracy.
really do.
Yeah, that's the name of the book too.
Okay.
All right.
And also the Cornbread Mafia stuff is great. There's a great book called the Cornbread Mafia. But there is like the dude that was like the front, like the runner, who like the guy that ran the Cornbread Mafia is said to have run it. John Robert Boone died like 2 years ago now, a year and a half ago. And there was like they were filming a Netflix special with him or like a series about him. But then like I heard like I know people that were close with him, and so they were just like, yeah, he didn't like the direction of things. And then there's like another project that had been started, and all these things like. I think it's one of the most interesting stories, and like, there's no like great podcast about it. There's no great film or documentary series.
That should be our
about
next series, man.
The Cornbread Mafia is crazy, and then I mean the people that like were involved are not far away at all. And,
Yeah, but sometimes people don't want to talk.
I think like there is room for them to talk about certain things, and some of them have like are like public figures now. So that's like some pretty interesting stuff.
We got really we're in contact with a person very, very related to the Manson stuff.
Oh yeah.
And some of it hinges on a parole hearing that's coming up in 6 months.
Nice.
But we've reached out to a number of people. I mean, if the parole goes the right way.
Yeah, sounds credible.
But if we've reached out to a number of people on that, and nobody fucking wants to talk. Like Phil Kaufman, Graham Parsons' roadie.
Yeah, Phil won't talk about it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about plenty of other stuff.
But I don't want to talk about that stuff. I want to talk about, hey, you're listed as part of the family on Wikipedia. You were related to this. But what do you have coming up that you want people to know about?
Oh, let's see. I'll be on tour. I've got some local stuff this month.
Local being around Cincinnati.
Like around the world. The radio, wherever the radio populace is.
Big in Nashville.
Yeah.
Real close.
I'm playing, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I got some local stuff in like Kentucky, Ohio this month. And then next month I go on tour for the month out to, it's like, what is it? Indiana, Illinois, or no. Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, Texas, Louisiana, and then I'll get back home, be home for a couple weeks, got some more regional shows, and then go to Europe for a month and do like 5 countries over there: Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland.
That's cool.
Maybe another one, and then get home for a couple weeks. July is another month-long tour out west. Get back, play Indiana, Picking in the Backwoods Festival at the end of August. September, a couple weeks at home, and go on tour for a month to do like an East Coast run, and then I'll like start my vacation in the South and hang out in Louisiana for a while.
All right.
Nice. And around Cincinnati, where can people find you most of the time?
I probably play most at the Southgate House Revival. It's just kind of like my favorite place to organize shows.
Yeah, we push them a lot.
Yeah, I love the Southgate House. But I mean, there's a lot of great venues in town. I mean, I'm playing like Wonder Bar, this great little
fucking
bar
love Wonder
in
Bar.
Covington on Sunday for like just like a country and western brunch. They have a killer brunch. I get my free brunch and play
Their food's
country
really
and
good,
western
man.
for a couple hours, and it's a good time. I'm doing like this Appalachian like artists thing with like some writers. This I don't know when this is being aired actually. Is this being aired right now? Is this live?
No.
Shit.
But soon enough.
All right, cool.
In the next 2
look up
weeks.
Joe's Truck Stop online and
you can see what the fuck you're doing.
and now it's like when you look it up, it pretty much goes to me. It used to go to this website, or like the first option would be like this truck stop in California. That was awesome. It was this huge truck stop. It's joestruckstop.com. It's not anymore, and it would just start blaring like Eastbound and Down really loud. But it was like they like
And you
for some
can't
reason
turn
the
it
way
off.
that they'd set it up, no, like it was like too loud. So it was just like crackling, and like it wasn't that your speakers are too loud. It was just like literally like that was
Their
how
file,
that track
yeah.
sounded, you know. And I loved it. And I used to have that as my website online, so people would just be sent to it because I didn't have my shit together. Now it's joestruckstopmusic.com, but don't expect that to be updated. Anytime, but I will. And I also just started a Patreon to explore more avenues of making a living as an artist.
Patreon's great. We do a lot on
Cool,
there too.
nice.
It's
I'm
good.
excited to kind of like have a space that maybe can inspire like more long form art related stuff and writing and the things that I'm not really inspired to do on like Instagram and Facebook. And
Also, people on Patreon like definitely want it. Like they're paying for it,
yeah.
so like they're
very
engaged.
intentionally supporting this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
For sure. I appreciate that.
People should definitely check out both of the Patreons,
Hell yeah.
and it's linked in your Instagram bio.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
thank
yours?
you for of course it is.
good.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
I
This is
appreciate
great.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Joe.
Couldn't tell you were sick at all.
All right.
Well, normally he's faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Matt.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. Look at that. I killed it. Brought you right to
115.
115, dude.
You nailed it.
Fucking did.